Hi everyone, and welcome to another podcast of The Movie Lab. Today, I will be reviewing the movie, or the scary movie, The Nun. Yay! Okay, so let's jump right into it, shall we? Okay, but before I actually start the review, I'm gonna give you guys a disclaimer. The following content contains some scary stuff, so if you aren't into horror movies, I suggest you stand back and stop this audio. If you are not, then welcome to the party, and it is only beginning. But, spoiler alert, to those who haven't seen this movie. So The Nun is a 2018 American Gothic supernatural horror film. Directed by Corin Hardy and written by Gary Doberman. It is a spin-off of 2016's The Conjuring 2 and the fifth installment in the Conjuring universe franchise. The film stars Demian Bichir, Taissa Farmiga, sorry about the names by the way, Taissa Farmiga, yes, who is by the way Vera Farmiga's sister, who had the role of Lorraine Warren, like in the franchise, the Warren couple. She's actually the actual sister of that actress, which I think is pretty cool, because people were wondering about that. They were kind of similar, they kind of looked alike, so people were wondering, and then they found out that it was actually her sister. And obviously Bonnie Aarons, who did the role as the demon nun, who is so scary. But okay, let's just continue this review. The demon nun is an incarnation of Valak from The Conjuring 2. The plot actually follows a Roman Catholic priest and a nun in her novitiate. Novitiate is basically a nun who hasn't officially taken her vows, so it's like she's still at a training period before she actually starts being a nun. And these two uncover an unholy secret in 1952 in Romania. So basically the story is allegedly, and I do say allegedly, the first in the Conjuring universe because it starts in 1952, and it explains the original story of that evil nun and how he was summoned into that abbey that exists in Romania. The movie actually starts by showing moments from the Conjuring 2, where it actually, where the demon nun, Valak, made an appearance in the visions of Lorraine Warren and her husband, who actually painted a picture of that nun and hung it on the wall. And who, by the way, side note, who the hell in his or her mind to hang a demon picture in their house? I don't know, that's just spooky. The drawing is so spooky. The demon is so spooky. How? Why? Why, people? Why? I don't know. Anyways, the next scene of this movie actually takes us back to Romania in 1952, where two nuns stand in front of a wood door in a hallway that is so spooky and surrounded by a bunch of crosses and stuff. The door actually has a phrase written in it in Latin, which translates to, and I quote, "God ends here." And where one of them, I'm gonna try not to spoil as much about this movie because it's a little, I'm gonna try not to spoil as much, but one of them commits the ultimate sin of suicide. For a nun, it's the sin. Even in our religion, it is a huge sin. But as a nun, she committed the ultimate sin of suicide, which was wrong. And that nun who committed suicide was discovered by a French Canadian farmer who was named Maurice Theroux, who went by Frenchie to all the people in that village, and who delivers supplies to the abbey. You know, he was like the farmer that lived close by to the abbey, and you know, he kind of like knew that some nuns were living there, you know, and he was making deliveries for them, like, you know, meat and, you know, vegetables and etc. And he was the one who ended up finding that dead nun in front of the door of the abbey, and who kept having like very bad dreams about it. And that's how, because of that French Canadian man, word got back to the Vatican, you know, the Vatican in Rome, who sent the priest as a miracle hunter, aka demon hunter, and Sister Irene, you know, the novitiate nun, to help solve this case, basically. Okay, like, I really want to talk more, like, about the film, but I feel like I'm gonna spoil the entire movie, which I really don't want to do. That's why I'll just move right into my personal review of this movie. I know it was like a little short introduction, like really short, but you know, hey, like, you can't help it. So, okay, so most of my friends who are listening to this podcast, hopefully who will be listening to this podcast, would know that I adore horror films. Like, I really, 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 really love horror films. And you guys, I really loved this movie. It was like scary, thrilling, and like had a lot of, you know, suspense, and you know, those kind of movies who would be like super duper quiet and then out of nowhere like something would pop. And who, by the way, like, I'm just gonna like introduce this little info, like the I think, was it the company who made the movie, who made the production for this movie, was actually sued somehow by YouTube users. Why? Because like at some point, and it actually happened to me, you guys, I swear to God, and I still remember it to this very day. I was sitting like, just like, I don't know what video I was watching on YouTube. It had nothing to do with like horror or whatever, and like all of a sudden the screen just turned absolutely dark, and then the nun popped out like out of nowhere, like screaming, and I low-key, you guys, I screamed so hard that my parents thought that like something was wrong with me or something happened. Like, I really screamed so loud. It was so scary. Yeah, which, like, I'm gonna give you like a little like ahead, you know, warning, because there are a lot of jump scares, you guys. Like, a lot of jump scares. Like, so be careful when watching this movie. Okay, and like, rating this movie, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I think I might give it like a 10 out of 10. I know. Some people are gonna be like, oh, like, you thought this was scary? Like, what the hell? It's so lame and like so boring. Like, okay, like, I respect your opinion, but I think it deserved that mark. Like, it's really, really thrilling and really exciting, and you get to see like the original story of that nun, because not much is very explained in The Conjuring 2. So you get to actually see and experience how did that nun come across, you know, Lorraine and her husband. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. It was really great for me, and it was kind of a bonding moment between me and my mother, because my mom loves horror movies, and I didn't know she did until she found me watching this movie, and we just sat down and we had a blast. So yeah, I'm really happy about it, and yeah, I think it was a very necessary thing to be done, because they couldn't just, you know, put like a whole character in The Conjuring 2 and not explain like where the hell did it come from. So yeah, I think it was pretty good, and I respect, you know, people's opinions. Like, if they think, you know, that movie was so lame, like, I respect your opinion, but for me, and this is like a personal review, for me it was really good, and it did deserve that mark. So that's about it. Thank you for tuning in to my video, and hopefully, you will like this review again. And yeah, thank you for listening, and stay safe, make good choices, and be careful. Like nowadays numbers are going up, so if you go out, wear masks, and when you come home, wash your hands, and do the sanitary measures, just so that you can protect yourself and those that you love. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you soon. Bye.